way because I didn't make you feel that way. I still talked to you. I still encouraged you. You know what I mean? I have no reason to feel guilty. He felt guilty. He was guilt-ridden at that point. So he had to say, I'm sorry. And he said it like 3 times to you.
Yeah.
And he kept bringing up like people, you know, all these talking crap about everybody. He was talking crap about, you know, Dick, Danielle, Jen, everybody out in front of you. And I told him, I go, Eric, why do you when you left? I'm like, why would you do that? I'm like, why would you go and start talking bad about people to her? I'm like, seriously, how does that make you look? And he's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't care, but no, you seriously, like, because when I went and talked to Dustin last night, I told Dustin, I said, I swore on my daughter's life. I said, I'm in a bind right now. Eric needs to go home, and he has the votes to stay. And me and Dustin talked, and we came out here and we talked to him and Danielle, and Dustin said he's going to vote to get rid of Eric. So there's the 4th vote right there.
Okay.
So yeah, we're good.
Well, I'm sorry that had to happen to you, whatever Eric did, so.
I told Eric, Dustin, Jamaica all at different times something that I lied to my boyfriend about when we were together to try to keep him, and I regret it so bad. I was on fucking speed. You know what I mean? Like, I fucked up. It was a mistake. It was the only lie that he had against me. So he told Dick, he's like, and a few other people in this house, he's like, I have something on Amber that I could use against her, you know, and I'll keep in my back pocket to use against her, because if everyone heard this, everyone would look at her different and vote her out the following, you know, the next day or whatever. And I know exactly what it was, and I know for a fact that
see her for what she is.
See her for exactly what. Are you kidding me? See me for exactly what I am. I was on meth for a fucking
you can't
doped
hold
up on my fucking
accountable
mind.
when
You
they're
know what I mean? And fucking. And I was fucked up back then. You know what I mean? People change. People realize. You know what I mean? And he confidence, like that's like I trusted him to tell him, because he fucking reeled me right in. And even before I told him, I said, Eric, I don't want to tell you this part of the story. I said, but it is a big part. And he made me feel comfortable. He's like, Amber, don't worry about it. He's like, seriously, he's like, I won't judge you. I won't look at you any different. And he took that and he got me to say it to him. And then he turned around and what he told me, why he, you know, tell me, because you can trust me. Oh, I would never. I go, don't say anything to anyone, because people in this house are going to look at me different. I go, I don't want them to judge me for that, because I was on drugs.
Words.
My own words came back and bit me in the ass. So I said to him, isn't that crazy?
You can't hold anybody accountable for any of their actions when they're on drugs. Because it messes up their...
Yeah. I mean, it's my own stupidity for getting hooked on speed, you know what I mean? Like, it is. But, like, I fucking dumped that shit out and I never touched it again. I was addicted, bad, going through, like, $600 worth every fucking 2 weeks. So, like, I told him that, and I'm like, you know, I'm so embarrassed. And he's like, and then we came in the hot tub and he sat there and he said, Amber, he goes, I just want you to know, he goes, I am so glad you're here. He goes, you deserve to be here. He goes, you're a good for you. That's why I sit out there. How dare you try to act like you're a fucking good person and fit in with the good group? You know what I mean? Not saying you guys anything wrong with you guys, but everybody in our little group before was.
Yeah.
I understand.
Nice.
You know, yeah. Some of us have, you know, like, you know, evil yells, and obviously, you know, that it doesn't come off. And I cried. We you know, we might look like we have issues in our own sense, but we really don't. We just show our emotions different. You know what I mean?
But we do have issues, and that's okay. Everybody has their own issues.
You know, everybody, but for the most part, we all have good hearts, and we all want good people to be here. And, you know, Eric's not a good person, and he has the nerve to try to act like he is. And then for him to fucking brainwash me to get Nick out of here, how dare you? You know what I mean? How dare me? And I'm mad at myself, too. I'm mad at myself for allowing someone to get in my head like that, because that's just... It's uncalled for. It's like I'm a better person than that. I'm a bigger person. You know, I should be able to see past that, but I didn't. I'm fucking so mad at myself. And you saw me you see me every day looking at Nick's picture. I'm sick over it. I'm literally sick. I tell you every day. I tell Dustin. I tell Jamaica. I'm like, I miss Nick. I beg in the diary room every day, every single day. I begged for Nick to come back. I'm like, God, I wish Nick could come back. I'm like, I love him. They're always like, you got anything else you want to say? I'm like, yeah, actually, I miss Nick. I'm like, I miss him. I love him so much. You know, and every single time I get all choked up, and it's like all because of fucking Eric. All because of Eric. He set Nick up. Everything he did, and we all allowed him to. And it's so sad. And Nick sat there, and Nick's like, I'm not going to campaign, you know? He's like, you guys will see when the tapes are over. And it's like...
I know. I told him that. I said, why don't you talk to the group? And he's like, that's not me. I'm not going to do it. People think what they want to think, and they'll find out when they get out of here.
The banner, too. He said, me and Eric are liars. I've been racking my brain. I'm like... Dude, I have not lied once. And like I said, like I say over and over again, these people will see, but that doesn't help me right now. You know what I mean? I don't need a fucking banner. But Eric was like in wreck about it. He's like, oh my God, what do you think? I'm like, you know what? I don't care what these people think. And he's like, but we said we're liars. I'm like, but that's fine. Let it say that. If these people kick me out because I'm a liar, kick me out. I will go home happy if you're kicking me out because I'm a liar, because I know it's not true. So do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I was sick about the banner. I was pissed about it, but I was over it. Eric kept dwelling on it. He kept bringing it up to me. He's like, do you think anyone thought about that? Do you think anyone, should we tell everybody? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I think everybody saw it. And he's like, we shouldn't ask anybody. I'm like, who cares?
Hey, when they first started coming around, I was like, I think we're doing the wrong thing. And he's like, those are nothing. Don't even, anything that he didn't want, he swept under the rug, like the boats. When that kiss came outside, I sat down next to him, and I go, so, what couldn't really figure out was the mustard. Did you do the mustard too? Because Nick didn't do it, and I know I didn't do it. And then when everyone was convinced it wasn't Nick or I, you blamed it on Jen doing it to herself. And everybody just bought that. I go, but I still don't buy that. I go,
Oh,
I
is that
think
where
you
that
did
came
it.
from?
Yeah.
Was him?
Yeah.
Totally.
Really?
Guaranteed. And I thought it was evil, but evil wouldn't do something. Evil wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
And, like,
Evil had
would-
me convinced after we talked about it too. He's like, I just
Yeah,
do it to her
me
face.
too, me
Yeah,
too.
and I'm like, yeah, you're right, you would.
If I would have done that, seriously, I would have taken the mustard with her right there and
Yeah.
put it right on her pillow in front of her face.
And,
Right.
Another thing Eric
Right.
said, you know the phantom votes? He said he said you did it, and I go, Dick was HOH. He goes, Danielle probably did it for him, and then the following week, it was probably Dick voting it, doing it.
He has always an answer for everything, and he's blaming the shit on me. When I'm like,
Yeah, because those votes, to keep Nick, like, with everyone was like, wasn't she crying when she came out of the diary room?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
That's
I'm
what
like,
we all, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
heard
I'm like,
that.
dude, so you guys will see. I was like, Check, I need your vote, Amber. And I'm like, it was ridiculous. It was just as bad as when we were all giving our points about Nick of why we think why he's strategically the best, whatever, to keep around. And
they're
I was
coming
like,
to get Eric.
it was all, yeah. I wish. And I sat there. It took me forever to get the words out. I'm like, Nick needs to. I'm like, Nick, I couldn't get the words out. You know what I mean? Even with my vote, I was like, it was ridiculous. And then finally, I vote to Nick, and I just real quick, I was like, sack it up and just say it. And I said it, and I got up and I walked out. I didn't even wait for her to say thank you.
I told him before I walked out. I said, when we talked last night, and you were shitting your pants, after everyone said you're out of here, I've never seen such celebration over someone leaving in this place.
Oh, I had an
If
hour
you could
DR
have seen it
last night. I was
I
so
said
happy.
you would walk out that door right now all on your own, because everyone is so happy you're leaving.
The guy in the DR was like, I go in, he goes, you are glowing. He goes, you are, I was so happy as everything, just to get that, negative out of here. You know what I mean? He's just, oh my God. And then last night when we were out, me and Dick and Danielle were out here talking, Dustin was sleeping, and Eric went in there and woke Dustin up and was like, hey,
Well, that's because he
so
came out here and saw us.
Yeah, because he saw us out here. He's like, just so you know, Amber's out there talking to Dick and Danielle, and she did swear on her daughter that they could sway her vote. He had to bring that up, that I swore on my daughter. And the other day he comes to the side of the bed, and I was trying to sleep, and he's like, hey, I feel like I haven't seen you in days. And I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, are you mad at me for anything? I'm like, why are you asking me that? I'm like,